Now, which do you think is more important, having people skills or product knowledge? And I'm going to point something out to you. Each and every dealership around the country has a person in their store, male or female, or a person that knows everything about the vehicle from the front end to the rear end. But guess what? They can't help anybody buy one to save their life. Because while they're talking about the turn ratio and the tow capacity, that customer is sitting there saying, man, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I just wanted to know, is the gas mileage better? And can we fit my newborn baby in the back? I have no idea of all that technical stuff you're talking about. So let's get into it. I'm Brian Maxwell. Over the last 10 years, I've trained over 10,000 salespeople nationwide, worked with some of the biggest automotive dealer groups in the country, and for manufacturers like Ford, Toyota, Honda, General Motors, you name it, I've done business and trained for them. And what I share when I'm doing those sessions, I'm going to share with you. And what that is that people skills far outweigh product knowledge. Now, I know product knowledge is extremely important. And then most dealerships, they beat it into the hell salespeople. Product knowledge, product knowledge, product knowledge. But you can have all the product knowledge in the world. But if you're unable to deliver it in an effective way and you're not able to share it with the customer when it's relevant, it'll all be for naught. It's like if a customer is coming in and they're saying that they're looking for something that's more cost effective, and yet the sales rep is talking about the how aerodynamic the vehicle is and how much horsepower it has in it. Guess what? There's a disconnect there. And when that customer doesn't buy, the sales rep will say, oh, they were just playing, kicking tires and wasting my time. Absolutely not true. What it is that what was important to them and what was discussed with them were two totally different things. And the issue with people that have an overload of product knowledge, they tend to have diarrhea of the mouth. They wanted to get it out so bad that many times they tend to overshare. And one thing about customers is this: if you think they're going to be honest and tell you that they don't understand what you're saying, or something went over their head, or they like a more in-depth explanation, they're not going to do it. Why? Out of fear of showing a chink in their armor. And they fear that if they show a chink in their armor, you're going to attack their weak spot. So they'll sit there and nod their head and agree with you and say, oh, yeah, I fully know what that is, and have absolutely no clue, has no value, no benefit. And now when the price is presented, of course, they buck at it because there's no real value built. And remember something: when the value of the option you present exceeds the price becomes a little bit less relevant. Price will always be important, but when the value of the actual product or service and the experience with you exceed the asking price, it becomes a little bit easier for them to make that smart, safe buying decision and do business with you. Now, when it comes to people skills, how is it that we improve, or should I say, how is it that we display or show our customer that we really care about them being there? By actually caring about them being there. It comes through in the questions that we ask. Are you keeping it all about the vehicle, or are you asking layered questions? And what a layered question is, it's a question where no matter what the response is, you can go either way to ask another question to gain more information. Remember one thing: good salespeople practice what to say. Great ones practice what to ask. And so if you've been doing this, or if you're new to this, one of the key things I tell you to do is to get your questions down. Memorize them as well as that song that used to be your favorite jam in high school. And 10 years later, when you're riding in your car, or 5 years later, you're riding in your car and it comes on the radio, you haven't heard it in years. But yet you singing it, you're driving with one knee, you're eating a sandwich. You shouldn't be doing this, but you're texting with one hand while keeping up with that song. You haven't heard it in years, but yet it comes out effortlessly without you even having to think. Why? Because you've heard it and recited it so many times that you know it better than the people who made it themselves. Hell, you even sing it better than the actual creator of it. Same thing with movies. Why is your favorite movie your favorite movie? It's because that actor, that performer took that script that they got, they memorized it, they internalized it to the point that when they projected it, they personalized it so much that we know that this is a fake movie, but yet it makes us happy, makes us sad, makes us laugh, makes us cry, it makes us scared, makes us filled with suspense. And the only difference between a great movie and one that sucks is how well the actor can project the words to make you believe that they're genuine. And it's the same thing in the sales process. The individual, the person or persons who can project their words with the most meaning, where the customer feels that you're being genuine, will have the most success, will help customers feel the most comfortable. So realize some product knowledge is extremely important. And the way you develop that is just by going out, playing with the vehicles, driving them, using them. And after you deal with it so many times, you'll begin to know it like the back of your hand. But when it comes to people knowledge, okay, people skills, we all are similar. We may look different on the outside, but on the inside, we're all more similar than we are different. And realize that by asking the right questions and listening with the intent to understand, rather than listening with the intent to reply, you'll be far more successful. And when you speak your words to your guests, they have to be genuine. They have to come through. They have to sincerely feel that you are truly trying to help them the same way that I'm helping you. Okay? So take this, and when you go into your dealership, remember, product knowledge is important, but people skills are far more important. And pay attention to that person that you see that knows everything about the vehicle. Why aren't they at the top of the board if it was all about product knowledge? Why aren't they number one in the dealership, in the city, in the region, whatever? Why? Because the average person coming in is only looking for whatever their specific issue or concern is. They don't need to know everything else. They just want to know about what's important to them and how it's going to help them. And if you keep the main thing, like I said, you'll be far more successful more times than not. Okay. And how long does it take? How much time do you need to realize that if you aren't where you want to be, you have to do something? Did you know that the average income right now in the automotive industry as of May 27, 2022, based on a Salesforce.com article, is $46,024. So if you know you're at a point where you're not making $46,000 or you're right there at it, then you definitely need to be paying attention to these videos. And even more important than that, you definitely want to make sure that you make the decision and make sure that you check out sellingforsuccess.org. That's success.org. I have some awesome resources on there. And I'm going to back up one slide. And I'm going to give you a quote that Theodore Roosevelt gave. And it said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I want you to really pay attention to that. People don't care how much we know until they know how much we care. It's like a homeless person or a random person on the street coming up to you saying, you better get your life right. You need to stop smoking. You need to stop drinking. You need to stop eating meat. You need to start being more healthy. And they're a random stranger. You're going to look at them like they're insane and probably have some choice words for them. But let a family member, a friend, or someone that's close to us or that we trust tell us the same thing. Guess what? We may take it in much higher regard. We may pay a lot more attention to it. Why? It's the level of familiarity, the level of comfort, the level of trust in the resource. Both are correct. We may need to improve our lives. Both are absolutely right. But one will hold more weight because we trust it more. We value it more, even though they both are equally correct. So in the mind of your customer, they'll trust what you say. They'll be more comfortable with you if you create value, generate value, not trying to be a salesperson, but truly trying to be a consultant just to help bridge the gap between the need that they have and the product or service that you offer that can help them fix that. And when you put those two together, it's like peanut butter and jelly, baby. It just makes sense. All right. So make sure that you click the link in the description and in the comment section or somewhere around this video. Go over and check out the resources I have available. I got some awesome bundles. And guess what? It's totally free for you to check it out. So click the link. Treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. I'm Brian Maxwell. I look forward to seeing you at the dealership. Over and out.